So this boy, mixed race boy, commented on my video, one of them, and he said, I am a 13-year-old boy, my mom is Polish, my dad is Nigerian, and I am a bit lost. And it really touched my heart. Adam thinks it's a catfish type of situation here.
Just speculating. Yeah.
Just speculating. I don't think that's what it is. Anyway, whether it is or it isn't, I imagine that there are many mixed race kids who are wondering, right? And also, but I want to say this, I'm a mother, I have a 13-year-old boy myself, and when I read that comment, I was just like, I wanted to cry. Honestly, I just wanted to cry, especially that my son is away right now at school in Ghana. So it's just really touched me, and I wanted to address it. I thought it would be great to have this conversation together, because obviously you can come from the male perspective, I can talk as a woman, as a mother, and there's also geography. Like, I'm from Europe, Adam is from America. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit and just say who you are?
Sure.
So this is how we do it in my office. Yeah.
All right, so here we are in a beautiful park in London. So how do I want to address this? Where should I start?
Start from introducing yourself.
Introduce myself, there you go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you guys know me, you've seen me before, right? My channel, Mulatto Vanguard. And basically the whole function of my channel is to provide a space for us, those of us who identify as either biracial or mixed race, black and white specifically, but not excluding other mixed race groups who feel like they identify with the kind of content that I provide and commentary. And we're in a position now where I feel like where we are openly accepting ourselves. We are, understanding we're in a place now that there is a space for us. There is a space for us, and if there isn't, if you feel like you're alone out there, create a space, create a channel, create a platform, create social media. I first kind of stumbled upon this journey a few years ago. I haven't started, uploading content until about a year ago, but through kind of my browsing with social media and stuff, I discovered that there's actually kind of a space, a market, a niche per se for mixed race content. And I feel like it's very essential for us, for our growth and development, that a lot of us who identify as such navigate to these spaces and connect with each other. We need to be around each other that are similar and have this sense of belonging. A lot of us, when you talk to people and analyze mixed race people, biracials, and they will tell you that a lot of times they feel like they don't fit in, that they're too black for white people or they're too white for black people. So we do need kind of a middle ground and a sense of belonging.
I feel like this video should really be addressed to the parents of mixed race children, right? Because they are the ones watching. I don't really have kids commenting on my videos, so this one is quite it's out of ordinary. But I feel like you've just given one tip to maybe a parent of someone who's mixed. Try to take your child into environments where they can meet other mixed race kids who come from mixed race backgrounds, isn't it?
Yeah,
that would be one of the solutions.
I definitely think so.
So they know that they are not the only ones. I want to say a few things that I would say to my own child if they came to me with that dilemma. And let's say, of course, we understand that as a monoracial parent, you may not be able to relate to what your child is saying to you because you are not mixed race, you are monoracial. Most likely you grew up in a situation where you were not exposed. Maybe you grew up in a situation where you were not exposed to different races even. It does happen. It happens in Poland. I come from Poland, I should just say that as well. I'm Polish Nigerian. I'm based in London. We are in London right now.
Kind of to, elaborate, like you said in Poland, where your experience where you're particularly surrounded by one specific kind of monoracial group, particularly Caucasian, right? Mm-hmm. So I grew up in Southern California, in Anaheim specifically, where Disneyland is located outside of LA. So it's a very multicultural, diverse environment. Mm-hmm. Now, so I grew up with a lot of representation, like obviously biracial, black and white mom, black dad. When I had hair, back when I was a kid, down the street from my house, I had a black barber. And so I had that experience.
Please do watch the other conversation that I had with Adam. Going back to you being from America and me being from Europe. Okay, I don't know where this boy is from, right? But the way he spells the word mom, MOM is obviously, that's American spelling. I don't know. For me, it's just, it keeps going back to the mom thing.
What if
So
it's
my heart
Canadian?
just.
It was Canadian
Oh,
spelling.
is that Canadian spelling as
I'm
well?
just curious. Like, it could be American or Canadian. Who knows?
Well, most of my audience are American. You've seen, I've shown you, proof, so
Yeah.
you know this to be true. So let's assume that he's based in America, but even if he's not, it really doesn't matter because we are based all over the world. I would like to say this. If I was talking to my child, the first thing that I would tell him would be, or her, would be, first of all, your skin color is not your main identity. That's what I would say. To me, it's just not.
I've never centered the discussion that I have around skin color. And I don't navigate towards spaces that are like that are specific, that are fixated on color.
Okay.
So
what's the core of this dilemma?
I think it has to do with culture. The identity is a culture, and culture is the major thing.
Right.
And where someone's going to fit in with their identity, that's from what I understand about it, is culture is a big thing.
Okay. I can see that. That might be it. That's probably what he's talking about. But you know what I would love to say is, I think it's amazing that you have access to two cultures, not one.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. It's an amazing gift. And right now it may feel overwhelming at times, but there will be a time when you will appreciate it, because one, you will be able to navigate different worlds in such a way that some other people may not be able to. The dog. I'm getting distracted. Okay, and so it's a gift, absolutely. You know, one thing I would want to have been told when I was younger is that code switching is not a bad thing. You know, like there are people who will tell you, oh, well, you switch code when you are with these people and then you switch code again when you are with other people. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a skill. Again, you show love to people when you try to meet them where they are. Like, for instance, if I'm talking to a child, I'll talk to them in a way that they can understand. If I'm talking to a grown-up, I'm going to talk to them in another way. If I'm talking to someone who's Polish, I'm going to talk to them in Polish. If I'm talking to Adam, I'm going to speak to him in
Like an American.
like except I don't have an American accent, but I'll do my best to meet your need. So I don't know why I'm leaning towards code switching, but I feel like being able to code switch is a gift.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not something that you're supposed to feel guilty about. You know, when people say, oh, you're betraying us and all that stuff, you're not betraying anyone. You are who you are, you know, because I think that's the main thing. Like, you can't please everyone.
What you can see a challenge can be is that there's sometimes we have a lot of people who are biracial, right, black and white, where they can overcompensate to please one half over the other. And I feel like the essential part for me is to have this balance where you're balancing both, which is challenging, but that's part of life. And there's a reward, like I said, that comes with that, because you're going to have access and experiences that other people, monoracial specifically, won't really understand. Like, you can identify with both white people and black people in a way, if you can create harmony with that in a way that other people don't. And you know, one of the negative side effects of that is there's people who will be jealous or envious of you because of that, right? I know for me personally, I could go into a room where it's all white people and I can speak their language and I can identify with them and I can navigate their spaces.
And
Similarly,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, because it's a birthright. It's part of who I am. It's my it's my heritage. And it's a similar with the black side, right? If I can be in groups with them, I can code switch, I can speak their language, how they talk, and I can navigate their spaces. So code switching is something you should never be guilty or feel guilty about, but you should embrace it and find a way to kind of, perfect it, so to speak.
And as you said, we are talking about the healthy code switching, right? Balanced, where it's automatic. It just happens by default because of who you are, because you are both naturally. We're not talking about trying to please people, because as we had said previously, you cannot please everyone and there's no point trying. You should not feel guilty when people don't like you, because there will always be someone who doesn't like you, and it's okay. Not everybody has to like you. So that's another thing that I would tell my child if they had this problem. I would tell them, love those who love you and walk away from those who don't love you, you know, no matter what color or culture they come from. That's what I would like to say. But also, there's one other thing that I wanted to say and I forgot. with the code switching and stuff like that, I feel like you don't even have to be mixed race to code switch, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, even if you are monoracial. If you have it in your heart to meet the person that you are addressing in the way they understand, like, it gives you access, it shows that you are someone who's interested in other people, who's open to, you don't have to be mixed race for that. It might be easier for someone who is mixed race, but I feel like we all should learn how to code switch in a healthy way, welcoming others who are not like us. The world would be so much better if we were able to do that.
Should I be looking at you every time you speak?
I have no idea.
Because
I'm confused.
I feel a tad bit awkward. Like,
so do I.
You're looking at me and I'm looking forward. I'm like, oh, I'm such an amateur.
So am I. I'm confused. Like, when you watch my videos, when I talk to people, they are so weird because I'm staring at the camera here. It's weird. Let's keep it weird. Okay, it's gonna be weird.
I noticed that too. Where you're looking at the camera.
I have no idea.
The person's talking to you, looking at you. I just thought of that right now.
No, because sometimes what I do, I'm going to stare at the camera.
I'm like, should I be looking at you?
Sometimes I stare at the camera just to let them know to look at the camera, so I'll be staring at the camera. As a parent, like, one thing that you can do, even though you are monoracial and you may not understand, you will not understand what your child is going through as a mixed race person, apart from taking them to environments where they can meet people like them, you can just listen. Allow them to tell you how they feel. Don't try to give them solutions when you don't have them, but just listen. I feel like that's so important. And it's not easy. It's not always easy, because as a parent, you want to give them solutions. You want to make sure that they are okay, but sometimes you can't because you don't have that experience. But what you can do is you can listen, so they feel that you are there, so they feel that you are not judging them. Don't have an expectation that they would be like you. You know what I mean? Like, even parents can sometimes put that pressure on the children, to be like them. In monoracial situations, like totally 100% more monoracial situations, how much more in a mixed cultural background, So just listen and just allow your child to grow and be who they are. Another thing is that I would like to talk about is identity at 13. Everybody is confused about who they are, So it's okay to be confused at 13, 18, 21.
I don't know.
Like,
once you become an adult,
I feel like people are confused. I don't know if it's okay. Maybe it's not okay, but people are super confused. And we're not trying to encourage being confused, right? But I mean, at 13, it's okay. Like, you have a lot of time. You have so much time to learn.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're 13. You have a ton of opportunity and years to grow, and that's where the parenting is essential to parents, because they help put you on track. And like, I can just say personally, for my mom, was basically like, just be a good American, be a good Christian, be a good person. So it was never really towards one monoracial group or even biracial kind of perspective. It was just to be a good citizen of America, obey the law. I mean, that's kind of, and I think the parents help you, because I grew up a single parent household. So my mother has had most of the kind of influence in my life with me. But even with my father, it was strictly just, work hard and be a good American. So that's basically the whole position that I was set up for. And I think parents are essential to help you in that direction, to set you on the right track, to be a good Samaritan, good person, good citizen, work hard, and be positive. And parents are very important. Mm-hmm. Parents are very important, and I think definitely, like what Monika was saying, is to have the parents to listen, to listen to experiences, listen to the stories, and research, and then also kind of help direct and guide the child into a direction where they feel like they can get a lot of value and help and benefit from. And I feel like you're going to see more in the next coming years, a lot more spaces for biracial people. The society, we're in England right now, in this society, but even back in America, there's people out here, I'm one, but there's many others who are working to create spaces for us, and to create literally spaces where we can be ourselves. We have a place of belonging. And I think a lot of our problems are going to be solved with that there.
I wanted to say that, the mixed race identity is just part of you. That's not all of you. Being mixed race is just a small part of your identity. You are so many things and so many, you're not just mixed race. You are a person. You are so many other things. But to me, like my faith is also important. So identifying with that is something that definitely is more important for me than identifying with being mixed race, which also is part of me. But again, it's just a part of me, you know. So I think that's really important as well, not to be out of balance when it comes to all that. And as you said, like being a good person, having that character, you know, discipline, all of that, you know, all those things matter more than your mixed raceness. With that said, you know, there are so many benefits that come with being that. I mean, it's a gift. It truly is a gift. So it can be overwhelming in the beginning, but you will see, if now speaking to that child who's listening, whoever they may be, you know, you will be able to appreciate it so much more when you are older, let's hope, you know. So I think we should conclude because my battery is about to die. What do you wish your parents have told you on your journey, like finding yourself in this mixed race space? What do you wish they would have done or said to help you, your monoracial parents?
Yeah, I've heard it before. Somebody in like the online YouTube spaces mentioned it. I forgot exactly who and how they phrased it, but it was basically of like, we can't expect our monoracial parents to help guide us in our kind of biraciality, our uniqueness, because they're not, I mean, we're part of them, but they're not exactly the same as us, if that makes sense. We come from them, but our experiences are so different because phenotypically we look different than our parents, genetically, right? There's a lot of factors that come into that, and how we're perceived oftentimes or treated in society. It's very there can be some kind of conflict there.
I guess what you are saying is that kids need other kids like them, yeah, to be able to, and role models like them to be able to navigate and learn and find themselves. So I guess as a parent, I like to have access. I like to influence who my kids spend time with. So being monoracial as a parent, maybe what you can do is research individuals, research potential role models for your child, and just introduce some of that content to your children, let's say online, right? Or again, taking them to those spaces where they can find those conversations. You being the parent, you want to make sure that your child is drawing from the right crowds, not the wrong ones. So be part of that journey by researching, by looking for people who can be a good influence, a good mixed race influence on your child, I guess.
You've kind of made the solution. The gentleman who posted the comment, the young gentleman, as far as seeking out advice or information from those who are similar like you made the first step in a journey that the journey could possibly be your entire life, but it's part of who you are, and it's a journey that you're not alone. You're not the only person on that journey, and that's something to be aware of, that there's many people like you that are older than you, that have been to college, that have careers, we're established in society, we travel, and that we're on a similar journey, a similar path. Some of us just might be a little further down the line, but you're in the right direction. You're finding solutions and you're seeking information from people who are out here. We're real people. Everybody has this kind of inherent need for belonging. And I know you're searching for that, and we all are. Every human being is. But we have a unique dilemma being biracial, being mixed race. Our situation's a little unique. It's a little challenging, but it's a blessing as well. There's beauty to it as well, because it's going to make us better on the end of that as soon as we start to find each other, connect with each other, and the siren in the background.
Yeah, we are in London. Okay, so I think we can conclude with this. I think we've said some things. What do you think?
Yeah.
We've said some things, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. I really think that having you to have this conversation was really good. There are many perspectives that are needed. So yes, what I would want to say as well as a mother, again, be part of researching the content for your child, because as a 13-year-old they may not be able to find what is truly beneficial. They might, the internet is dangerous. Essentially, when it comes to the internet itself, I would say, as parents of mixed race children, help them find the content that you would want them to watch, mixed race content. So be part of that research, be part of that journey, watch the videos of mixed race people, try to understand the experiences of those people, because again, you being monoracial will not be able to relate to certain things that your child is going through. But if you listen to other people, if you make yourself open to hearing those stories of other mixed race people, you will be able to help your child a lot more. So I feel like that's what I would like to conclude with, and that's why we are making this video, that's why we're having this conversation, you know, and I just hope that, you know, this boy who commented is not going to feel lost for much longer, because this is such a gift. I mean, being mixed race is a gift.
I feel like it's really good. We do have people, mothers and fathers, grandparents, they're subscribed, watching our content because they know it's going to benefit their children and grandchildren. And so that is definitely the solution, that we do have people out here that know that these spaces are essential. Hearing our stories, you know, you can hear a lot of my story on my channel. Obviously, Afropean Monika, a lot of her stories are going to be connected with your experience.
Cool. So thank you so much. My battery is about to die right now, like really die. This is London.